Well, good morning, Tom.
Good morning. Thanks again. We're back. I've gotten more nice comments. I've gotten more nice comments on those last couple than stuff I've done in a couple of years. You know, it's like, I saw this weird interview you did with Sumit. It's like, yeah. So I guess they're getting around. We're getting a little traction with those. So thank you. I'm very excited to be back today.
Yeah, it's the other way around. I think it's because I'm the weird one, right? So he's like, what does the guy ask anyway? So, but I appreciate it. I'm getting a lot of kick out of this. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting to learn. So, well, and listeners who are tuning in, so welcome to Just One Thing, another episode of Just One Thing, where training gym owners get actionable insights to build a dream business. And I'm with the legendary Tom. And over the next 12 odd minutes or so, we will unpack just one thing to help you grow your business. So, Tom, as you said, we'll get started and talk about the weird thing. Here's the thing. I was attending an event recently. And in that event, the concept was great. It was like, how do you get more money out of your members? It's all about that, right? Increase revenue per member. And you've been a big proponent of that. Everyone's been preaching that. And I get it. I totally get it. So there were a few elements that were thrown out about, here are some tactics that you can use. And I just wanted your take on, before I reveal the tactics that I heard, what's your take overall on just growing beyond the membership angle of, here's a contract, pay us the money. What else can a gym owner do to increase that revenue per member?
That's a good question. And over the years, I've been preaching profit centers is what they're called. We go beyond, but in all my books, they've always referred to as additional profit centers or revenue sources in the gym. You have to look at the client in front of you. If we look at the clients as the entry-level clients, the mainstream gyms, even the team guys, perhaps, that client is paying X number of dollars and they expect a basic level of service anyway. The elite clients, the small groups paying, $250, $300, $400 a month, up to one-on-ones paying $1,000 a month. The services and amenities they're expecting are much different. And so what happens is a young trainer just kind of tries to nickel and dime all of them. He just cheaps them all out because he doesn't understand the client nor respect the money. The analogy is, if I check into a different hotel and if I'm at a Holiday Inn, I expect the room to be clean, a towel, maybe a little really bad, shampoo and a little bar of soap. But that's about it. My expectations are not high because I didn't pay much. But if I'm staying at one of my favorite hotels used to be the W's, and they've sold and changed, but they were the quirkiest hotels. But you check in and they just surprised you. What's your expectation of service? And what's your expectation of support amenities? And that same theory should apply to a gym client. You pay less, your expectations of additional services are lower. But if I pay a certain amount of money, my expectations are much higher. And rightfully so, because I'm paying you a lot of money. So that's, if we start with that premise that what the client pays should dictate the level of support that we give them and what costs we charge them at that point.
Fair enough. But coming back to the profit center concept, so we understand if they're paying a certain amount, they expect a certain amount, and we treat them a certain way. But how do I up the amount of money I can make overall from my population base? What are the different profit centers in your mind, Tom, that I, as a gym owner?
Well, first of all, again, you have to make a separation. There are support things like a snack bar, a bottle of water, something like that. Those are survival needs. Those are things where I come in, they're impulse items, we pick them up. And then the big profit centers beyond that are things that support my lifestyle. And that would be, for example, nutrition, the ability to do online training when I'm out of the gym. That's something that's developed during COVID, but Post-COVID, that's something that we need to do, support for that. If I want gym equipment for my house, I should be able to get it through my gym, which means through Perform Better in 99% of the cases. There's things that support my lifestyle. Nutrition is the centerpiece of those. But if I come in, if you think about today's client, they come in, support things, or come in, or things like I show up 20 minutes early because I'm working out of my house these days. So I go to the gym because there's a pleasant person behind the front counter, and I have a little shot of cappuccino or something to wire me up for my workout. I expect to pay for that, but I expect it to be quality and not free coffee that's been sitting there since 5 o'clock this morning, and I expect a good experience. And then afterwards, I don't want to go back to my home office. I want to sit and linger, scroll, and have a $7 shake. But I expect that shake to be there. I expect my supplements to be in stock. I expect things that support my lifestyle there. The other basic support things are, all the lifestyle enhancements are just like water and things like that. I come in and grab a bottle of water. Well, even that's controversial on, what should happen with that bottle of water.
Yep. So this is a great point. So I love how you broke it up by lifestyle related and baseline. So like I was saying, when I went to this event, I got into this conversation, and on the concept of water itself, it was like, hey, you better start charging money for water. And I also know of a couple of gyms now who are having a water subscription for alkaline water or some other side, aspect of that, or even snacks or shakes. You can have a subscription for shakes. So give me your thoughts on that. Like water, yes, no. Shakes, as you were saying, $7 shake, would you pay for it? Like, where do you stand?
Goes back to what did I pay for the room in the hotel? We try to lump clients all together, and that's a bad business plan, just stupid business. But we have to respect the money that's paid to us in some form or another. So if a guy's paying $39 a month or $99 a month, having a nice water is a convenience factor, but I expect him to pay. And I'm going to make a little profit off the water. If somebody's in small group paying me $300 a month, $3,600 a year, they train 8 times a month. So for $2 for a good bottle of water, for $16, I can give this person that. So would I train $16 for $300 a month? And the guy paying one-on-one paying me $800 a month. I'm going to drive to his house, cut his lawn. I'm going to drive his kids to school. I mean, that guy, am I going to charge him for a shake that cost me $1.67? See, in our head, it's a $5 bottle of water. We forget that we paid $2 for it. In our head, that shake we sell for $7. I can't give a guy a $7 shake. You can, because it's $1.67 hard cost, counting the straw in the cup. So we forget what we're really trying to do is I'm rewarding the guys that pay us more. There is an elite client, and then there's the average everyday client. But you can't just give everybody everything. But once you get to a certain level of clientele, which most of our listeners are, these guys are chasing, most of them are chasing a more elite clientele, then it changes. If I have a big group of things to have that type of thing, I can't give 150 people a bottle of water. But if there's anybody that rises above that level, then I've got to take care of those people. And that's where we forget. We try to nickel and dime the people that pay us the most money. And the money guy knows I'm paying you $400 a month, and you're charging me, you want me to sign up for a subscription for a bottle of water? No, I should walk in, there's a towel sitting there and a bottle of water sitting there for me, because I'm a one-on-one client. I'm up at 7 tonight. That should be sitting there. Maybe even a little tag that says Tom on it right on the counter. Tom, thank you for coming in tonight. Here's your towel. Here's your bottle of water. You need anything else from us, sir? Don't forget to get a shake on the way out. And it's all included in his membership, because I have to build that in, because he's a $2,000 a night hotel. He's got base expectations of what he's paying us. And so I have to rise. So this rant comes down to this: respect the money. Respect the money of the clients that pay you the most money. And there's a point of no return, and that is the lower members. If I had to draw it in the training world, it would be the team member and then above. The team member, I can't hit them all for free water, but I can do free events once in a while. I think I should have at least once a month a party where I give them free beer and wine. I have to reinvest in my clients. I have to show them that I care. And a lot of clients are horrible about that. We give very little back to the clients in many cases.
Fair enough. That makes perfect sense. So I get the point about water, snack bar, lifestyle. We talked about nutrition, online training, gym equipment. You gave me 5 very tangible things there. Anything else as a gym owner I could do? What are my other profit centers, if any?
Well, the big loss for most gyms is nutrition. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes they make. And when they get to a certain level of maturity is they either embed it. So supplementation, meal replacement bars, snack bars, all those are the basics. And then the basic, when you get down to the elementary stuff is, okay, I'm hungry. I don't want to go to 7-Eleven and buy a crap bar. I should be able to get a meal replacement bar for the ride back to the house. I should be able to get a decent bottle of water, a sports drink if you recommend those, even like a Diet Coke if that's, because people do drink them. Should you sell them? That's up to you. But I still need a cooler that's convenient. I can grab, set it on the counter, and pay. Now, the subscription service, if that type of thing where that guy just grabs and it's automatically billed or something, yeah, I'm okay with that. As long as that's not a one-on-one client or a small group client. You pay me $200-300 a month. I'm not charging the guy for the damn water. It doesn't make sense. So when you start to add your profit centers, look at the big ones. Those are some of the anchors up there. You also can get into, if you're bigger, massage, you hire the massage person. If you're big enough to do that, Durkin does that well. Yep. Or you create an independent place where you have a couple of really trusted massage people and you just rent them space. So there's a lot of stuff to explore with that. I mean, we could talk about this for another 20 minutes, but Linda's segment there, but there's certainly a basis here of where to go. But final thought is respect the client. If client's paying you real money, charge them.
One additional thing that came to me as you were talking about TD, what about apparel? Like that's something that we missed out. T-shirts selling, do we do that? Not do that? Where does that fall in?
I wouldn't touch that ever again. The only thing I'm going to do is buy a high quality T-shirt to give away. My one-on-one clients are going to get 1 or 2 really high quality T-shirts, not with a big giant logo on it, but something fun, something they would wear. Like West Side Barbell. I was just reading a story about Louis and West Side Barbell. I mean, how collectible is that shirt? So if I have East Side Gym or something on here, not a giant, big something I never would wear, but something. So once a year, I'm going to give my one-on-ones and small groups a nice T-shirt, maybe twice a year for that. Every new client should get a T-shirt. But when I try to sell them, if I buy 10 shirts and I pay $20 for a T-shirt and try to sell them for $30, if I sell 6, I've got 4 hanging there. Just take a $20 bill and take a thumbtack and stick it to the wall and just leave it there for about 6 months. You can't touch it. You can't use it. And it probably burned down all the profitability on the other ones. So I don't like to sell apparel because we don't turn it over fast enough. And any waste like that, we normally have. If you're really sophisticated, you can then discount that, sell it, take it on down. You manage the sizes and you can clean out the inventory without $20 bills stuck all over your wall, so to speak. It's worth it. But besides that, I think they're good props. They're good retention tools. They're good rewards I respect your money, but to try to make a lot of money selling clothes.
I think what we should do is, I was looking at the time as you were going through that, maybe we should end this with, here are those different profit centers, and then have another episode on just the nutrition side of things. And maybe that's our next episode where we unpack that and say, what does that 12-week accountability wraparound looks like and how much can I charge for it? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.